So I'm here at a multi-tenant business park, an industrial business park that I invested in with a few partners a few years ago. It's been a great deal. It's performed super well. It's not too often we have a vacancy come up here. And I want to dive into a few reasons why we like this deal. First, there's about 8 tenants here, so that spreads out the risk. If you have vacancy come up, it's not like it's a single tenant building where if you lose one tenant, you lose all of your cash flow. So another reason is that, as you can hear the truck behind me, this is a heavy industrial zoned area. So it allows for a wide range of different types of uses and different types of tenants. We also had one vacancy here. It was 5,000 square feet. So that was just another way to add some income. We leased up that space maybe a month or two after we bought it. And then it had some deferred maintenance. So it needed a seal coat, it needed some paint, some electrical work, some HVAC work. So once all of those improvements were added, we were able to fill that vacancy, but also get some rent increases. And it's not too often that we have much vacancy at all here. And now we can take a look inside one of the bays and give you an idea of what the business park looks like inside and a few just characteristics of an appealing business park type of investment. So now we're in one of the bays. This is 2,500 square feet. This tenant just moved out. They were in here for probably 3 years. They manufactured parts for shocks and powder coated parts for shocks. This is 2,500 square feet, and the bays at this building, they range from 1,200 square feet, 5,000 square feet, and then about 7,500 square feet. And the tenant mix that we have is really important because it shows how this building is almost like a commodity. So we have a transmission shop in here. We have a welder, fabricator, landscaping business. Like I said, this was a powder coating / manufacturing shop. We have a carpenter in here, a window distributor, and another cabinet shop. And a lot of these tenants, they've been in here for more than 10 years, and they're necessary tenants. They're not necessarily like luxury types of services. So they do well in strong economies, and they also do well in slower economies. So a few other aspects of this property that make it super appealing is that it has a sprinkler system. You can see that line there in the middle, and it does have 3-phase power. So who needs 3-phase power? Well, machine shops need 3-phase power, welders, carpenters, but also in a lot of cities and counties, you can't even do welding, carpentry, manufacturing without a sprinkler system. So that opens us up to a lot of different types of tenants, and really the types of tenants that we want, those are pretty reliable tenants that tend to pay their rent consistently. Another aspect is you can see this is mostly warehouse with a little bit of office. Most tenants since 2020, they don't need much office. They want a lot of shop space so they can store products, so they can make more product. I also really like that this building is masonry. To build this today, it would cost 2 to 3 times as much, maybe even more, compared to what we bought it for. When you have a masonry building or a concrete building, they're better insulated. They just hold up better over time compared to just metal warehouses. And the tenants really like them. It's just more of a solid type of construction. Now we're in the back of the building. You can see each bay has a roll-up door for loading access to the warehouse. Now, from this view, this just looks like a boring property, and it is. It's boring but stable income. And all these businesses, they're boring, but they're very necessary and very stable businesses, which means they're great tenants, and it helps the property perform super well. And let's get a bird's eye view to 2 other really important qualities to a property like this. One is that it's an infill property. There's not too much, if any, available developable land in the area, so that property value is going to go up over time most likely. And then two, the ease of access to the interstate. If you found this video informative, please hit that like button, subscribe. If you have any questions, plug them in below.